Welcome to another episode of the Cool Garage. Today we're going to replace this portion of the screen on a 2014 Mazda 3. As you can see, it looks like there's crazing or something. It's not on this side, it's on the other side. Now, my understanding is this is a screen over the other screen. The display is glass screen behind this, but this front part is glass, but behind there is a capacitive touch screen, and obviously you can see it looks like it's delaminating or something in the corners. The touch portion does not work, and so I guess we'll have to look at replacing it. I purchased one from Amazon. I'll post a link below for it. It was like $32 or so. It's pretty simple, and we'll show you the process of swapping it out. Today happens to be a nice day. It's sunny, but it's only going to be in the 50s, so it's good for doing stuff like this. And once I get this out, we'll take it downstairs and do the swap. So we'll get to that in just a minute. All right, now let's go over some of the tools we're going to need here, or things I'd recommend, as to make life a little easier. I'm going to recommend a magnetic tray. I have two of them here. I have a small one here from Harbor Freight. This is probably $6, $7. And I've got a nicer one here from Eastwood. I'll post some of the links down where you can purchase some of these things down in the description below. A couple of them, may be affiliate links, which means if you purchase something from there, even though you do not pay anything extra for it, I will get a commission. So like if you bought something, I might get an extra 30 cents, and 2 or 3 of those I can be retired. All right, next, let's get these guys out of the way. You're gonna need a 10mm socket with an extension. I'm hoping this one's gonna be long enough. So grab your 3/8 10mm socket, get one and use that. Another thing that might be useful, again, this is from Eastwood. This might be a bit overkill, but it's just a full set. These are nylon trim tools. You're not going to use all of them. You'll use one of them, probably something like this one maybe, or this one, to pull off the panel. You'll see that when we get started in the car. Most of the stuff in the car, the items we're going to remove are snap in place, so you're going to need something that's not going to mar up and damage the dashboard. I believe the kit comes with something, but if you have something like this to have, you're one leg up, and you could possibly use that. Next, we're going to need a screwdriver. I brought out a couple different kinds. They're Phillips, or as I know, my one buddy's little brother, when he was a kid, said these are pluses. You got pluses and minus screwdrivers. We're using the pluses, aka the Phillips. I got a couple different sizes, and there are a few things that are going to have screws you're going to see. Another item we're going to need is maybe a small scraper. We'll need that to remove, after we get everything out, to remove the actual bezel from there. Another item I recommend having on hand is a heat gun. This is just a Wagner one for paint. Any kind of heat gun, probably even a hair dryer, I think would work pretty well, because the front of the bezel is held on with adhesive, so we got to kind of carefully pull it off because there's a lot of plastic, and then a little heat helps soften the adhesive on there on the tape. We'll take it off, then we'll have to scrape that off. Next, we have the display itself, which is this guy here. I'll have a link for this. This I got on Amazon. I think it was $36 with overnight delivery plus tax on there. I don't know if you probably can't read any of this, but it does say it's a 7-inch. I wasn't necessarily going to do an unboxing because I know how boring those are, and everybody waits, gets excited to see the styrofoam, and we all live for the bubble wrap to pop those things. The only reason why I'm doing this is I got this earlier in the week. I ordered it, and they ended up sending me, and I didn't open it until yesterday, 8 door handle parts. black, interior and exterior. The little parts that go inside the car or around the door, not the actual door handle, but the little plastic bezel that goes behind it, which was very bummed out from that. So let's take this. We have a handy tool here. We'll just go zip this open. Watch me cut myself, because that seems to be par for the course. And I'm really hoping this is the plastic, or not plastic, the actual touchscreen display. Very disappointing if it's not. We have a seal here. This makes it official. We've officially opened it. All right, open. Oh, look at that. I think we're on the right track. We have a introduction of a touchscreen display for Mazda 3. That even has instructions on how to do it, so heck, we don't even need the video. But we're here anyway. Let's open this up. Here is the actual, oh, look at bubble wrap too. Pop that. Actual touchscreen display. You can see the connector on there. It's got plastic on both sides, so let's not take it off. You can see the adhesive back on here. That's going to stick on there. This is the side that's going to be facing you. So this is pretty cool. Let us put this aside and look inside here, and we have, won't come out, come on. They gave us a little plastic tool to help get the parts out of the dash, and I think I see something else in here. Okay, some more little tools. I think this is to help get underneath the old display and get it pried out of there. So let's just carefully put this back in the car, or not in the car, back in its box here for safekeeping. We'll keep the other tools out. The next step is we're going to go inside the car and start removing. All right, now the part of the removal. I pulled out an Eastwood tool and also the tool they had there. You have to take this portion off first. Actually, both tools work. I get behind there with this one. I can get behind there with this one. As a matter of fact, maybe we'll just use a little bit of both. Just work it across. There we go. Okay. Just slide this out because we have these guys. You have the backup here. I'm just looking to see, push this down and that pulls out. Now we just take this and toss it aside. All right, now probably not going to see this well in here, but there is a 10 millimeter back there. And let's see if we got this thing. There we go. Here, I'll just undo that. You can get that by hand. Probably lose the screw or the bolt. That seems to be par for me. I get my big fat hands in there. It'd be helpful if you had like really skinny little hands. And all these things are jabbing, sticking me. Oh, there we go. I just lost it in the car. All right, we'll find out. I'll just take a peek there. We'll find out later. I think it fell on the floor. And I brought this here too, so put that in. If I didn't drop it, I'd find it. Now this guy here should just pull out. He's not a small guy. Boy, he's got a lot of stuff hooked on there, isn't he? Okay. We want to start removing clips. Lots of clips here. Okay. This is the fun part. There's a little button right here to press down, pull out. Just got to double there. All right, this guy is out. Now, you can see how beautiful that looks. This little guy, the next step is to take out these 4 Phillips screws. Plastic, or not plastic, magnetic tray. I'm going to try to keep those 4 all together. Okay, this is coming off. Now we got a couple of guys back here. There. All right. This is now separated. Normally people wouldn't necessarily take this out, but hey, I like to go the extra 25 miles and do that. We're going to leave this. Next step is going to be going inside. We can take these 4 screws off, but let's do that inside in a more controlled environment. Okay, now that we have this on the bench, let's see here. Maybe you can see the crazing a little bit better. It's on the inside of this glass. So we have this inside. We have 2 screws here, 2 screws here. We're going to bring our little tray over. We'll just put it off to the side so we don't place to put screws. Now you can see that I got a bunch of different screwdrivers here. This is the one I think of choice. So let's lose these guys. And let's get this out. It's just plastic, shouldn't be very tight. Because we got our little work area here and a little tray. Hopefully we won't lose. The nice thing about this tray too, I'll just give you a thing here is, where is it? Oh, magnetic. They do have little magnets in there. So if you're working on small stuff and you don't have one of these, you know, one of these things here from Amazon, these silicone mats for doing electronics is pretty handy. Oh. Interesting tidbit, in case you didn't know this. The Mazda 3, the car we're working on, my son's car, is a Canadian car. He got it used. I worked at a Mazda dealership for a couple of years. It came from Canada. And so the speedometers in kilometers and miles per hour is a secondary. But the other weird thing, or 2 more weird things about it. One, when we got the car, we wanted to get the Mazda extended factory warranty. Turns out if you buy a Canadian Mazda in the United States, you can't get the extended Mazda warranty, which is kind of weird. Second weird thing is Canadian cars are made in Japan, while the American ones are made in Mexico. Okay, I'm sure there's got to be some kind of rocket science to this piece here. Maybe I have to get a bigger hammer. Okay. This is supposed to just pop right on out. I don't really have a big... All right. That's a bit odd. Let's see. All right, I'm going to have to pause for a moment and get a little screwdriver to lift this portion up. All right, we're back. Brought 2 screwdrivers. Because this piece is, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's really not a lot of clearance here, and this piece is curved up. I think if we just lift up a little bit on this, we can get that right out. Okay, and the back even came off, which was nice. Let's set these parts aside for now. Now, we have more fun. We have 4 more screws. So let's just take our existing screws we had earlier and put them aside. Let's take these screws out. These are very short. We're just going to set them aside over here. Here. And let's just set these tools aside for now too. Get this guy here. And just flip it around. Just before we take this entirely apart, there's a little connector right here. And we need to carefully lift this up. And we'll use 2 guys here. It's supposed to lift up and flip over. Come on. Shouldn't be that hard. It's supposed to be just a little flip up here. Okay, I gotta pause one more time to look at these little guys. Oh, never mind. I've got it. It's not a flip, it's a pull out. This is a pull out. Okay, we get this guy, pulls this guy out. Okay, that's done. Now we can take the final screw out. Use the right screwdriver though. Okay. Oh. There's little clips there. We need to just kind of like carefully pry up on one side. Everything's just a little pry up, you know? Let's see if there's one side easier than the other. You're watching this as I learn how to do this. Okay. There are little tabs here. Of course, everything just pushes in so nice and easy. Can't do that. This bezel is plastic. Just a little tab here. Come on, you're supposed to push right in. I think extra. If I had multiple hands, I think that would work easier. So you get to see this in real time. You can see I'm pushing and they're marring it up. But those guys really don't want to push in. And I should just have to. Yeah, you can see that. I can see it sticking out. All right, now let me pause for a moment and take a look at this. Okay, after half an hour of futzing around trying to push these tabs in where they don't go, the secret is, and nobody ever really shows you this, put your thumbs on this metal here, push here, and push it and lift it away from there. And then you could just slide it off the other side. The little tabs here don't really meant to go in, and trying to bend this is tough, but if you just push it, it turned out it was just, I don't know, it was just too easy. All right, now, let's see, we've got the little circuit board here. No, see, actually, we just take this whole screen out, leave that circuit board because we already disconnected this one. Don't touch this side, all right? It's clean, keep it clean, don't touch. So we're just gonna carefully set it off camera. Now, this is all plastic. You can see, actually, this is, you don't even feel that. This is between the layers. Interesting. Now, we have to get this part away from here. And that's what they gave us these, see if this works. Actually, let me try this. We don't want to, we don't want to, this is plastic, we don't want to damage that. We do have the heat gun here. Let's just try this for a moment. We'll hold on for a second. All right, sorry for that quick pause. An idea came midstream. If you have one of these iFixits, they come with some neat little things. A little suction cup here, you know, you could just put it on the glass. It comes with these little guys here that are made for, one, they're plastic, they're made for getting into places like this. See that? But just to make life a little bit easier, let's apply a little heat. Now, when you're doing heat, move it. If you hold it too long, you're going to see bad things are going to happen, like melting, damaging plastic. I just want to soften up the glue. I don't want to melt my little guy over there either. Darth will come after me. Oh, that's pretty warm. Let's put this off for a moment. Set this aside to see if that did any good at all. Yeah, it softened up my tool. Let's use a fresh one. There we go. You can see we're underneath there already. Let's just move it around, get it in there. I don't know if you can hear it. Ooh, that's warm. Now you can see we're making a nice design. Okay. Let's hang on. Time to switch little tools. Let's see if we can do something with, do more damage with something stronger and more metal. Because we don't care about this. We care about the plastic. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to set this. I'm going to use a little more heat there. Soften up this. I like using the plastic better. That way it's less chance of me marring this silver plastic, shiny plastic. So now let's put the, let's hang up. I think you put it this way. There we go. Ooh, careful with your finger there, because that heat is warm, and your finger will let you know it is. Okay. Whew, toasty. We're close. We have Victory. All right, now notice the little slot there. You can see all the boogers. Look at that sucker. This, well, this will keep. This goes away to the dodo. Now, let's see if we could, let me just try. Oh, here, got this little tool here. The goal is to get all this off. I'm going to do this mostly off camera because I don't think anybody wants to watch glue stripping. If I find a good way to do it, I'll let you know. I may just need to heat it up and just work it slowly and then go over it with a little bit of alcohol. All right, we'll take a break and we're going to work on that, and I'll let you know if I came across any special way of doing it. Okay, we got all the adhesive off, and I'm sad to say we didn't really have a good way to do it. Alcohol, Q-tips, some scrapers, scraping tools we had with the iFixit tool, and elbow grease. There's a lot of elbow grease. A lot of little, you know how it is when you rub adhesive and you get those little balls. A lot of little balls over on the mat here. Took some regular tape. We had like some painter's tape or something. Took pieces and just kind of like tried to blot it up and grab it to pick up those pieces. Now we got the slot here. That's for this. This has plastic on both sides. I started this off of here because it was, rather than play with it on camera, this was stuck to the back side. It was a little bit of a pain to do, so I just started here. So one, we're leaving this side on for now. We're just going to take this one off. Hopefully it cooperates the best it can. Sure, prove me a liar. Actually, you know, I could just, if it doesn't want to come off evenly, I guess I could take a knife if I had to. There it goes. All right, let's dispose of that. Now, see how bad we can mess this part up. Okay, this obviously wants to come up this way. Oh, good. And you can do it even without much nails. Sure, just go right back on. That's fine.
We'll do it 6 or 7 times. We'll get it right eventually. Okay. Now, trying not to touch the sticky adhesive part, we need to get that in. Okay. We just want to make sure that part is in. Yep. Yeah, see how well that worked. I'm sorry I have to go off camera a little bit here and use my belly. Screen. Sure. Looks like I'm going to have to. That's going on the tape. Peel this back a little bit. It got under the tapey part. There we go. Okay. Get that back. I'm trying to make it so you try to do something so you get like no fingerprints on it. And it's going to fight you tooth and nail every step of the way. Even down here. Put my finger here. Oh well. Well, I guess push comes to shove, we're going to just take this off entirely. Probably should have did it first, because I put my finger on there. Because we can wipe the front of this off. All right, you get in there, and you go all the way down, and center on here. I gotta go a little lower. There. All right, that was a bit of a pain, but it's on there and it looks clear. So putting pressure across the black all the way around, because that's where the tape is. Okay, that little guy is in. Just like that goes. Now, anybody remember how this went back together? I don't. So now let's grab this part. I'll just, we didn't touch it. We tried not to touch it. We got to pause a bit because, oh, maybe not. Let's pause for a minute. We have blinky lights. All right, back. I had a little problem with one of the lights. I used the wrong charger, and it just wasn't, even though it looks exactly the same, the barrel was like a couple millimeters shorter and it wasn't making the connection. So change that out. Okay, now we've got this guy. Okay, we got the board here. All right, we'll orientate it the same way. This guy. Oh, hang on. I saw hair. Get this. Okay, let's flip this over like this. This comes comes out. Okay, this, I broke this. This connector pulls out, this white tab pulls out from there. That's what allows it to slip in. This is going to go under. And then this will, you know, I guess now I got to pull them like that. And then this is going to just go, in theory, like this. It goes and locks it in. There. Just like factory. Okay. We've got our screws. Now we've got the dreaded bracket. Okay. Did they go this way or did they go like this? I think I'm going to say it goes the other way because it won't go like that. So it goes like this. Just go put these on here. Comes around. That just snaps in. That was nice. Now we just have our 4 screws. And remember, the screws were the really short ones. And we had the nice little driver here. And it's just going in the plastic. So not very tight. I mean, they really got this puppy secured in here. They don't want this going anywhere. Okay. Short one. And get this like, and there it goes. Jiggle it just right. I'm going to just turn this way a little bit to make it easier on myself. Because heck, I'm doing the work. I might as well make it easy on myself. All right. Now, we've got the little back cover. Oh, wipe that a little bit there. That almost looked like we knew what we were doing. Okay, and then we've got this guy. This guy was fun. I remember he was loads of fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a lot easier. Hey, tilt that back, it comes right out. Okay, new lesson learned on that one. Removal. All right, let's get the screws on this guy. There they are. You go in here. Let's get, not before we tighten these all in, let's get them in and started. Boy, it's amazing. You know, if you did this for a living, first time you do it, it's a pain in the butt. After that, you'll learn all the little shortcuts and techniques. Then it becomes easy. Okay, push that down. Little guys in here. You go in that one. You're gonna go in this one. That's tight. This one's tight. like using this little screwdriver because you get it in there, because this is just like all plastic. You get it in there and you get it right there just once it like just pops right out. So now this part's done. Even looks better. Look at that. It almost looks like brand new. Now, we brought the part in from outside, the radio. We're just going to hook it up in here since it's already disconnected. I guess I could have plugged it all back into the car, but what the heck. We're here. We've got it. Let's get this show on the road. We got these little guys here. And I just want to see. Oh yeah. I just want to make sure I can connect those if I put these in. So I brought my screws in from outside. There's my 10 millimeter. All right, sorry, my head gets in the way. Yeah. And use this one. I need a bigger screwdriver for this one, but just to get it going. Now, I'm just hoping that connector, since I got it in all the way, because I don't want to have to take it all apart, that touch screen. Okay, that's in. Good. Good. That's good. Okay. All right, now. Last things we have to do real quick is plug this little guy in, snap this little guy in, snap, and now it's time to go outside and install this in the car. Okay, now for the reassembly. Now, one thing to note, this is a 2014 Mazda 3. The nice thing about Mazda is when they came out with Apple CarPlay later on in like the late teens, like around 2018 or so, 2017, they made the kit retrofittable all the way back to 2014, which I don't think anybody else did that, so it's nice. So, USB stuff here, blue goes on the left, green goes on the right. So let's get those there. Get this guy in. We got this guy in, the blue on that side. Well, let's see, let's get the ones that have longer cords. This guy goes in here. You don't have to worry about these white ones because they're different sizes. They're only going to go in one way, and I've got to creep up a little bit. That's creepy. All right, let's work on this guy. He's going to go here. This guy is going to go in. There. Last one is here. Blue one and there. That's what it looks like when they're all connected. Now we just slide this back into place. There are little tabs here. These little guys slide in there. So basically just line it up and push it in. There's your hole for a 10 millimeter. This is for the hazards. So let's see how bad we can do this time. Okay, we are in. Let's see. I gotta lift up a little bit. I think I got it in. Holy cow. These things like never happen in real life. use the ratchet. Not too tight. That's it. Now we're ready for our panel. So first thing we're going to do is kind of like line this up. This is put in our, let's see where it goes down here. You know, if you had smaller hands, that'd be a lot nicer. Okay, that's in. This goes in. Line up everything. Well, the hazards work. Okay. See, that goes there, and there. Let's make sure. Let's take one look at my nut. Okay, that's free. The holes there, everything is good. There we go. Reassembled. All right, let's test this out. There. Hey, we got the screens on. It's good. All right, let's agree to that. The push button worked. We went to the home screen, and let's try the touch. Oh. All right, the touch screen's now working. The knobs are working. Let's see, let's push the button. Sound settings, okay. I'm going to go back. Let me do sound settings again and go back. Let's go back to the home screen and go to the gear icon. Everything seems to be working fine. Excellent. So obviously the connector, even though I cracked that one piece, I was able to slip it in correctly and push that locking pin back into it. Just take your time. Remember that the crucial thing on that connector that holds the touchscreen display on, you take the little white bar that was there and just slide it back. Don't try to, it looked like it flipped up. I've seen those locking things on connectors. No, this one just slides back and then that ribbon pulls out. Be very careful with those ribbon connectors because they are fragile. Don't bend them, don't fold them, don't yank on them. And just take your time. The other problem we had is, if you remember when we had the metal cage on there with those little clips, they don't push in. You just remember we just used our thumbs and popped it off. You pop one side off and the rest comes off and the rest is easy. So take your time. Probably the biggest pain in the butt was getting that glue off. Getting that glue, and get all that glue off the best you can, the thick pieces, because you want that to adhere smoothly. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If this can help you out, that would be awesome. Until the next video, you guys stay safe and have a great day.